Hello, 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 guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. And today we're going to be going over the next Saurian Devlog. Here's Saurian Devlog 97. We're really creeping up on that 100, aren't we? So, yeah, I've been really excited for this one. I gave this a quick look through, and it looks really cool. There's a lot of cool, like, not big things coming, but lots of small things that are really improve the experience. And yeah, we'll have a look through and get stuck into it. So, hey everyone, after taking a break for the holidays and dealing with various difficulties that occurred in the approximate 1,000 years between the last devlog and this one, we've got some updated tidbits to share about our Saurian progress for January. So we've got Henry first. It's been a tumultuous couple of months for me over here in DC, but between all the tumult and the holidays, I've been able to make some good progress towards the next patch. So, if you guys don't know, obviously the big riots and stuff that have been happening in Washington D.C., it's been really affecting his life, but he managed to get some good progress done on this patch here. So, the new spawn and entity management mentioned in the last devlog has been mostly implemented. It can now do all the most important things that the previous one could, but with the addition of handling different animal behavior schedules, diurnal, nocturnal, etc. So this means it can kind of just spawn animals normally, but it can also do it with different parameters. So you could have Pectinadon only spawn at night, which is the plan, and I think that's a really cool plan. There are still a couple old modules I'd like to convert to the system, such as the Mosasaur spawn, and new types of spawn events, but hypothetically speaking, the system is ready for debugging and testing quite soon. So, it's mostly complete, so they just want to add a little bit more, or Henry just wants to add a little bit more to the spawn rates of the Mosasaur and stuff, and I imagine he wants to create these kind of events, which could be pretty cool. Maybe like a herd or fighting or preying events, and kind of just liven up the world that you live in. So you kind of, instead of just running to a bunch of animals that spawn in front of you, maybe you run into certain events that the animals are doing. I believe that would be really cool, and looks like it's going to get in our hands pretty soon, so that's pretty awesome. So that's all nerdy and fun, but something I imagine that may be much more immediately exciting for many about the nocturnal spawning is it allowed the introduction of Pectinadon. Save for a couple missing items on the art side and some testing, this little cutie is mostly finished being added to the game as an AI, so we should finally get Pectinadon. And I gotta say, I really love the design of Pectinadon. I think it looks really awesome. I like the feathers around the back of the hips, and it's really one of my favorite animal designs in the game. Pectinadon is so cool. Aside from being nocturnal, Pectinadon will have one additional peculiarity courtesy of Zico. It has two different sound threat calls. If you're close by, it will be a normal threat call, but if you're far enough away, it is a sound that Zico titled Terrify for fairly self-explanatory reasons. He warned this adorable floofball will spook you at night, and I oblige. Sorry in advance. So, this guy will have two calls. So, if you are far away, it'll do this really spooky call, but as close to you, it'll just do a normal threat. So, and I think that'll also really add a lot of atmosphere to the forests and plains of Hell Creek and make it really feel scary, especially if you're a young dinosaur like a young Triceratops or a young Dakota Raptor. That's going to put the fear of God in you. I feel like that's going to be, I can't wait to hear it. I'm so excited. So here we got another bit. Another small project I did alongside the new spawn system was develop a new way to check the current biome a point is contained within, or to generate a random point within a biome. Previously, I relied on my already existing KD trees to do this, but it was inelegant and relatively ineffective, so I wrote the code that allowed me to create effective and easily searchable 2D trigonal polygons situated within 3D space, which allowed me to draw boundaries of biomes directly on the map. The first pass, the results look like this. So this kind of just tells you what each biome is. So this is, certain biomes can be color-coded and things like that, so it isn't just like one monotone thing. And it's really cool. While creating easily searchable biome barriers, was one nice use cause. Another one I anticipate is the fleshing out territory system, so this will be very important for territory. Territory management is planned to be one of the focal points of adult T-Rex gameplay, and the system would allow territory regions to have much more interesting shape and boundaries, as well as demarcation procedures. So what'll be really cool is that this will help, like, each biome will be mapped, and you can map out your territory and claim and degrade them as an adult T-Rex, since that's such an important part of T-Rex gameplay. And lastly, since the movement was since the moment was opportune due to the new map regional system, disrupting the previous ambient sound system, I sat down one-on-one with Zico to rework Saurian's soundscape to be more to his liking. One thing Chico wanted to improve was the placement of ambient background sounds, trees and vegetation rustling, ambient branches snapping, etc. The final result was essentially Zico handpicking the spots on the map that he wanted different types of ambience to occur and overlap, and which are then implemented. Here is Zico's hand-placed map, and looks like with the radii of emitters and color-coded by type. So that's pretty cool. I also completely removed the current ambient critter soundscapes in favor of new hand-placed points chosen by Zico, and next patch will have our ambient sounds much more in keeping with Zico's vision, which we're all very happy to realize. So that'll be pretty cool. So it looks like each sort of biome is getting their own systems of sounds, which is going to be pretty cool. So it's not going to be one monotone across the whole thing. You will go to one biome and experience different sounds. You may go to the beach and then you hear the waves crashing and different bird calls, and then you go to the swamps in the middle of the map and you can hear frogs croaking and different bird sounds and maybe different dinosaur sounds and different trees and all that. And I think that's really cool. It really helps give each, not only character to the biome, it just creates more variety and more atmosphere. And I think a lot of people don't realize how important atmosphere is into games, and just those little sounds will really add to the experience. And next we're moving on to Alejandra. So, continuing off last month, I've been making more improvements to the new tracking system. After some talks with our resident artiste, Jake, we've decided to rework how spawning the footprint decals work. Rather than having 4 footprints per decal, we're going to have 1 print per decal in an effort to save atlas space and conserve memory. So there's the original 4, and now we're just having the 1. In addition to this approach being more efficient, it comes with the added benefit of showing the stride length of the animal, so a keen eye can tell if the animal was walking or running. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, iteration. So it looks like here you can see different big strides, little strides here. That's pretty cool. Note the squares and triangles represent different animal footprints. These are placeholder images, while our team works with the actual prints we'll be using. So that'll be a really cool way to track prey and make sure that you don't lose them. So additionally, I've added the system to change footprints according to the animal species and resize them according to the ages of so the players will have a clear idea of what it is they're tracking. So if you're tracking a subadult Triceratops, you can kind of tell by the size and the footprint. If it's an adult Triceratops, it'll be bigger. It'll tell you different from a Pachycephalosaurus, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. All sorts of different tracks. So, taking a small detour, I want to talk about something we received a lot of comments on, our rain system. A lot of the criticism we've seen is that the rain feels unrealistic due to it being too short. Some small adjustments have been made to address this in previous patches, but now we decided to take a whole different approach. Avid blog readers might remember we did all sorts of math magic to calculate rain probability, intensity, amount of water duration, etc. The biggest problem with this system is that our time is so compressed that short rains, a common occurrence in the base model, which was taken from info from Brownsville, Texas, ended up being ultra short and jarring. In addition to this, probability calculations were not happening nearly often enough, resulting in the players going years in the animal's life with no rain events. All of this makes for very sparse and very short bursts of rain for the average playthrough. So yeah, this is something that I've definitely noticed. I remember growing from a baby Triceratops to an adult Triceratops, and I had no rain events at all. So it'd be very interesting to see how they did this. So after some brainstorming with Henry and Dr. Modaka, how you pronounce it, our original consultant for rain calculations, we decided to take something of a hybrid approach. Rather than calculating monthly rain probability, I'm calculating a yearly average rain amount based on Brownsville data that is used as a base. If the calculated yearly rain amount is low, no rain event will happen to prevent ultra short rain bursts. If we determine a rain event will happen, we'll use our previous system to calculate the intensity, duration, etc. All of this makes realistic looking rain, even if we have to play with initial water amount values. We've also changed the probability calculations that happen every year in an animal's life rather than every sunshine, so to tie weather into character growth. So that's pretty cool. So it's kind of just changing the system there because the rain obviously is very rare and very short. They want to try and make it look more of an event and happen more often. So these are some of the calculations and stuff under the hood. That's this part of game development. Sometimes most of the game development is just problem solving and trying to figure out the ways that work best. And it's really cool that they've taken feedback and tried to fix and incorporate that better to make a better game, because ultimately that's the goal, to try and make a great game, and this stuff really helps. So if we're happy with the way this looks and feels in our initial testing, be prepared to see more rain and hopefully more flooding in our next patch. And flooding, I'm going to be excited to see. It's going to be awesome. And now we got Tom, good old Tom. So now that the resting animation, we're going to pause that and start there. So now the resting animation has been completed for all available animals, it's time to move on to the next animation project. We've decided this has been the breeding and nesting system. The current playable animals both have their respective courtship dances done as part of their base set animation. As I did the nest digging animation for Dakotaraptor some time ago, so to begin, I will start doing that for Triceratops. You will see in progress here. So this is the animation that he's been working on. I think his animations have really improved. I really like that little kick and dig that the female trike's doing here. I think it looks wonderful. So once they're done, the two animals will diverge due to different nesting strategies. The Dakotaraptor will require various brooding animations, while trike will likely need animations related to collecting and placing the trichus on the nest for insulation. So that's going to be pretty different and pretty important gameplay mechanics. So you have to sit in your nest, you have to make sure your nest is warm enough. I believe that'll be really, really cool to see. So yeah, we'll have a look at the community spotlight now. So this is some art here. I like this art quite a lot. We see Leptoceratops in there and some Hell-Creek birds running away from a Archaeoraptor. That's pretty cool. Some great fan art by Yule. I'm sure how to pronounce it, but you did a good job. An impressive kill by Dom the serial killer. That's pretty good. Killing a juvenile trike as a Dakota is a pretty good achievement. You should be proud of that. And we got the Hellspawn baby himself, the Gremlin child. I know a lot of people call the baby Triceratops like ugly and gross and not cute. I think it's like ugly duckling kind of cute. Like, it's just so cute in that way. He just dolts around, makes cute little screams, but he looks ugly, but he's ugly duckling cute. It's just, he's awkwardly adorable. It's like the best way I can say it. But I just love the baby trike from Saurian. And we have a really nice piece of sleeping at night. I really like that with the dead ornithomima in the background and the foreground. That looks really cool. So yeah. Seems like that's us done for today. I really enjoyed this devlog. I'm really excited to get more into this and get this out to people and get it testing. I'm really excited to test this as well. This is going to be awesome. Can't wait to see all that stuff. So yeah, I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And always remember, to click that little bell icon at the bottom there so you get notified whenever I upload anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.